Yo, yo, what is the deal, everybody? What is the mother effing deal? Welcome to another Raider Nation Unlimited. I am man, Wasted Talent. Yes, I am fully awake. There's been news, there's comings and goings. We just signed a running back, Alexander Mattison, former Minnesota Viking, former backup to Dalvin Cook. Now, a new Raider has just been signed. Now, look, I like Mattison, bro. I think he's the perfect veteran back to bring in. He fits the archetype of the way the Raiders have been conducting business this offseason. Listen, we got over 250 in the room. Get wasted with your brother Wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. If you're on Twitter or if you're on YouTube, share this thing out. Repost it on Twitter. Inbox everybody. We need the numbers to go through the damn roof. Shout out to everybody in the room. I know I just jumped into the show because you know what happens when things go on in Raider Nation. I just can't help it, man. We have a 300 in the room, man. My God, get wasted with your brother Wasted. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Let me ask you guys something, man. The Alexander Mattison thing. I know y'all are loving it right now. I know you guys are loving it. And I'm going to tell you why this is the perfect running back for us to sign. Because, look, man, Mattison came out the exact same draft as Josh Jacobs. He's 25 years old. He's had 17 touchdowns in 5 seasons with the Vikings. Thing about Mattison is he hasn't been, as impactful as a starter. This past year, he became a starter after the Vikings moved on from Dalvin Cook. He had 700 yards this year, no touchdowns. I got to look up how many carries he had. Y'all. Wait a minute. He had 180 carries. He had 13 starts this year, 30 receptions. He had 892 yards from scrimmage. He's that nice change of pace back. Very, very lively. Doesn't really have like super breakaway speed, but he's a nice running back that is a guy who can get production, and he doesn't have to have the football all the time. And Zamir White and Mattison is going to be a terrific 1-2 punch because from all intents and purposes of the word, what I've noticed about Zamir White's bruising running style is that he needs a lot of carries, man. He needs a lot of carries. He's a pitch count runner, but if he's not effective, Mattison's the kind of guy you can bring in and he can do his thing. Now, playing with Dalvin Cook is a star running back in the National Football League, had been before, the last few years. He's kind of slowing down. And now you have a veteran here. So now that leaves the space for the Raiders to feature Zamir White, have Mattison. They have that running back by committee kind of construct. I know Luke Getsy's offense calls for that. This is Tom Telesco's train of thought. This is also Antonio Pierce's train of thought, having a running back by committee. And it also leaves a space for the Raiders to either keep one of the running backs we have on our roster and or draft one. But let me give my shout-outs, salutations to everybody, man. My guy Martin for way across the pond. Chip, cheerio. My guy Kawika, the main dude for Raider Nation. You Wasted. God bless. Appreciate you, Kawika. Appreciate you, my brother. Raider Ryan, salute nation. Thank you, Supreme Talent. You and Graf, hard work and dedication to the Shield and keeping up the nation informed with an outlet to smoke our shit, talk our Shield. Raiders, my God. Dope ass comment. My guy Daniel Caps Keenan is in the place, man. He's decent if you're splitting reps. We was good behind Cook. We just can't give him a full workload. Shout out to my guy Jason Hunter, man. The great and powerful Jason Hunter, gifted 5 Raider Nation Unlimited memberships. It is greatly appreciated. Yo, you are growing the Wasted Talent Army every day. Shout out to my brother. Shout out to Red Bone. I assume they didn't trust the running backs already in the field to back up Zeus. My question is, why wouldn't you just draft one? If you still do, what's the reason behind getting Mattison? He's average. Bro, the reason behind he's a veteran, he's effective, he holds on to the football, he's a great change of pace back, and he's been effective in a backup role. He's dude, you can't have your roster full of a bunch of inexperienced guys. All the guys under the practice squad have not had many snaps. You know, Sincere McCormick, Britton Brown have had little to no snaps in the NFL. You need a vet. You need a vet, man. Zamir White, it hasn't had a whole. He just started getting touches. You need some veterans on the team. And when you go out and you sign people, bro, what do you like? What do we mean by he's average? The guy has 700 yards, right, in 13 games. Did pretty damn well, right? Do we expect everybody that the Raiders sign to be a damn Pro Bowler? You guys got to come on now, man. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? So just because they bring in a vet doesn't mean the running back room is full. They got 2 running backs that you know are going to be on the roster. If they go out there and they draft somebody, then great. So now you got a rookie. So now, you got things to work with. Let them cook, bro. Redbone, let them cook. Yvette Niles, the Flying Wonderful. Let's go, Raiders. What's up, Yvette? Shout out to you. Shout out to you, my dog, LV Maximus. Let's effing go. Wasted. Hit me with some knowledge. Come on, LV. LV, you are the main security, brother. My main brother. Out here doing big things, man. Doing big things, bro. I don't know if I got anything to teach a man of your age and experience, my brother. Shout out to the Flying Wonderful Latina Griffith. Shout out to Erica Ramos. Yo, we got a lot of Raiderettes in here. Shout out to all the Raiderettes, man. Listen, this is the thing, man. Mattison. Let's hope he can hold on to the damn football. Let's hope that he doesn't have to take a lot of snaps, a lot of carries. You know what I mean? Now, when you talk about Mattison as a starter, and that's kind of how you got to contextualize, his effectiveness as a player in the National Football League. When you look at him as a starter, man, he's done okay as a starter over the years. He's done okay. You know what I mean? He's had 285 carries as a starter. He's had 1,137 yards, scored 8 touchdowns in 19 games as a starter. So he hasn't had a whole lot of starting experience, since he's been drafted over the last 5 years. Yo, my guy, Arnie, I'm here for one reason and one reason only. I don't know what that is. You're going to have to let me know, my brother. My brother, Intel is in the place. The 5-star general of the Wasted Talent Army is in the place. Y'all pay our bar tabs. Get wasted with your brother, Wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I'm here for one reason, for Wasted to talk that shit. Appreciate you, my brother. I know I'm freaking shot out of a cannon, bro. What running backs do you like in the draft? And what do you think of Jonathan Brooks from Texas in the 3rd round? Listen, there's a lot of running backs. We're going to get into that later in the story, but let's keep covering this outside of Matt thing. Yo, my guy, Anthony, trash signing. So why is Alexander Mattison a trash signing? Now, he has had issues fumbling the football. He's definitely had issues fumbling the football. But Mattison is a guy that you can live with as far as advancing and holding on to advancing the football. He's a guy you can live with if he is a guy that you just use as a change of pace back. I like to sign him, man. I like to sign him. Now, let's see how many fumbles he's had, last year. Now, last year, he had 3 fumbles. He's only had, 2019, no fumbles. 2020, no fumbles. 2021, no fumbles. 2022, no fumbles. Last year, 5 fumbles. And we can point to that because of the number of attempts. If I'm being honest, it's the number of attempts. Last year he had 180 attempts. That's the most he's had in his career. The only time he's had anything close to that was 2021. He started 16 games, or he played 16 games. He had 134 attempts. So the workload increased, and he fumbled more. But the thing with Mattison is the years where he wasn't the feature back, he didn't fumble the football. So maybe last year was an anomaly for Mattison. My brother Graphic is in the place, man. Shout out to the fly and wonderful, the great and powerful, my brother Graph. Fumbled 3 times and lost 2 of them. So it is what it is. His workload increased and he started fumbling. It's not great to have a running back with 3 fumbles, but listen, the more carries, the more chances you have to fumble the damn football. Let's just be for real here. But he's a solid backup. He's a backup by trade. Listen, every job is not for everybody in the National Football League. There are some people who were meant to have lucrative careers as backups. This is the perfect backup for a guy like Zamir White, who is going to need to have a minimum of 20 carries a game. Running back and QB, you don't necessarily need a vet at that position. That's my point, besides holding the rock consistently. Dude, I think you do need to have a veteran in every positional group in the National Football League, because they're the things that you guys see and that we see as fans, and there are the unwritten things. How to go about your business, how to see the game, how to help teach the young guys. Veterans are a valuable part of the National Football League. And I think that's a lot of the reason why in some of these sports are starting to suffer, because you don't have those vets. You need vets. You need a vet somewhere in the positional group. You need someone that the young guys can lean on and learn from. I don't believe that, man. And to be honest with you, I like Mattison because he's a great pass blocker. You know, I haven't seen enough of a sample size to really indicate what kind of blocker Zamir White is. He seemed to do okay. I haven't seen Zamir White start 16 games either. So we got to see what that looks like. My brother J. Rowe with the $5 holla. A lot of people are tripping on who our QB will be. Our QB won't go head to head with Mahomes or Herbert. Our defense will. Keep building the D. Shout out to my guy, J. Rowe, man. My brother Graf just got off the phone with Mass's pops, best friend, and a close friend of mine. We definitely got to get bro on the show. Look, man. Look, bro. Graf, from your lips to God's ears, we got to bring that back, man. We got to bring that back. My guy Graham Cam, definitely excited about the signing, but it's mandatory that we get this interior line right, including drafting some competition at the center position. Yes. Yes. I mean, look, man, this team needs to be dominant in the middle of the field. Like, you know what I'm saying? The middle of the defense and the offense. That this team needs to be dominant. Now, we are going to more of a zone concept. We have brought in linemen, and we have linemen that fit that zone blocking scheme. Colton Miller is not a power blocker. He's a zone guy. You know, Dylan Parham is a zone guy. He's a typical zone guard. He can move. He's fast and get a field. He is a zone blocker, bro. And Andre James is a zone guy. He's a zone guy. Now, Thayer Mumford's a big guy. He's very talented. I need to see how he plays in his zone construct. And whomever we bring in for Greg Van Roten, unless Greg Van Roten's a guy. Yo, we got over 1,000 in the room. Get wasted with your brother. Wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. My brother, LV Maximus. Wasted, you know I'm pounding the table for the thick frames, especially Dalton Rosner at right guard. Yeah, man. Listen. LV, I need one free agent signing on the offensive line. The rest can be all guys that we bring in through the draft, but I need one too, bro. I think you're 100% right about that, man. Raider Primos, when him and Cook was that 1-2 punch in Minnesota, they was cooking, no pun intended. I think him and Zeus can have the same success being that 1-2 punch. Now, see, this is the thing. The difference between Masson and Dalvin Cook is the fact that Dalvin Cook had that home run ball. Masson doesn't have the home run ball. But Dalvin Cook you guys got to realize, Dalvin Cook was one of the 4 or 5 best running backs in the league. We don't know if Zamir White is going to, I think Zamir White has a lot of promise, but we don't know if he's going to be that. I mean, for me, this is more of, the sum of our running back room is greater than the sum of its parts. Together, if you can have Mattison come out, give you 800 yards season, couple tutties. Have Zamir White give you 900 yards, maybe even 1,100 yards. Who knows? Couple of tutties. Young fella, give you a couple of touchdowns. You can have a superior rushing attack, and it won't look like we have a star. So I think with the Raiders, it is in our DNA to have star running backs. And I understand fans that look at this and they're like, yo, this is not it to me. This ain't it. Because we're used to having, if you're a person of a certain age, we're used to having Marcus Allen. I mean, hell, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we had Marcus Allen is one of the 5 best running backs ever, to me, right? We used to having the Bo Jacksons of the world. We used to having the Darren McFaddens, the Napoleon Kaufmans, the Charlie Gardners, guys that can take off that are electrifying, right? We used to that. But y'all, listen, in today's NFL, the running back position is crucial and vital, but it's not a position that you want to allocate resources to. The Raiders are trying to be cap. They're trying to be cap responsible. And when you're cap responsible, those rare off chances when in the middle of the season a star player is available, you can make a move. Those times when you get a guy like Christian Wilkins that you never thought was going to be available, you can make a move and you can absorb said player because you have cap discipline. The teams that win in this league are disciplined with the cap. The only team I've seen in the last few years to win a Super Bowl that is not disciplined with the cap are the Rams. It's like almost like they bought a damn Super Bowl. It's unbelievable, man. My guy Docs, perfect running back 2 in my eyes. A veteran present behind a young running back that has starter minutes. Graph, exactly what I said. That is the reason why we are the best dynamic duo on Raider YouTube. Shout out to my brother, man. Sacking. CMC had more yards last year than Dude had in his whole career. So, look, bro, there's a little thing that I think that you guys don't. The sacking, you're very, and that's not true. I mean, did Christian McCaffrey have 2,300 rushing yards? I don't know, but there's a little something called context. The guy's only had 584 carries in his career, bro. 584 carries in his entire career. The man is a backup, but he is a high-end backup to me. And the thing is, if you wanted to go and invest a crap load of money into the running back room, you might as well have kept Josh Jacobs. That is not what the Raiders are trying to do. And having Alexander Mattison on this roster does not effectively take us out of drafting a running back either. I mean, to me, this is nothing but right. It's nothing but right. I mean, that's my personal opinion. Now, Christian McCaffrey is a guy who has had 12, almost 1,300 attempts running the football. He's had a career grand total of 6,185 yards rushing the football. Now, the thing that makes Christian McCaffrey special, and this is a Raider podcast, we're not going to careen into the Christian McCaffrey caveat, but Christian McCaffrey is an elite receiver. You know what? Hey, one of my moderators, do me a favor. Put the link to join the channel for me. I don't really know how to get to that. Could y'all share the link to join the channel, become a member? I appreciate you, Yarny, for becoming a member of the Wasted Talent Army, bro. And this is the thing. This guy's not here to be Christian McCaffrey. And if you're expecting him to, then you got to question your thought process. This guy is a backup. He is a guy who's always been a backup. He is a guy who's been effective as a backup. He's a guy who's had starter minutes. He's a guy who is still young. I don't see, and he's cheap. I don't understand how this is a problem. We got over 1,200 in the room. Get wasted with your brother Wasted. I got to get to some of these supers, man. My guy 805 Raider became a member of the Wasted Talent Army. Appreciate you, my brother. You know, man, appreciate you. Appreciate you, man. Got all my peoples in a place to be, man. My guy John, get off my lawn, Scheffler. Get off my lawn. I see no way we move up to get one of the top 3 quarterbacks. After that, what do you think our plan is? I think we're going to roll with the stash. We might get one of the next 3. I think that's pretty much – I'm on the same sheet of music with you, John Scheffler. I don't want to careen too far into the quarterback thing. We'll save that for later in the show because we got to get into Tre'Davious White pretty soon. So we're going to get into that. My guy's just different. My guy Wasted. The Nation Heavy in here. Jersey. Appreciate you, my dog. Appreciate my Garden State representative in a place to be, man. My guy, Skylar Milstead. Appreciate you, man. Shout out to you. Chuck Taylor's in a place. Yo, he said Tyrone Wheatley. Hug. Yeah, but you know, that's a fact, man. That's a fact, man. Shout out to everybody that's in a place to me. Appreciate all the love today, man. Appreciate all the love. Let me get to all of these supers, man. Let me get to all these supers. We're going to get back onto it, man. My guy, Daniel Caps Key, talk that supreme knowledge. Appreciate you. My dog, Ruben Russ. Massa will be a great backup to the one and only George Halani. This dude is I'm convinced Ruben Russ is George Halani's freaking agent, bro. Halani only likes red Gatorade, and the bottle has to have 3 ice cubes in it. Shout out to my man, Ruben Russ. Golly, Ruben Russ, look, you are committed to this George Halani thing, bro. I got to let you cook. Oh, my God, I got to let this man cook. This man is committed to getting George Halani to the damn Raiders. Brings him up every damn day. My brother, Demokes with the $5 holler. Appreciate you, my brother. The new running back we picked up is really good as a pass blocker and calls out blitzers. And that is what we need. Aiden O'Connell is not the most mobile fellow in the world, right? So if you have a guy who is good in pass, who's a good receiver, he is a good slashing, change of pace running back, and he's a good weak side blocker, to me, that's nothing but right. I don't see how anybody can find any fault in this damn deal. I'm going to be real with you. My brother Top Beats is in a place to be. Appreciate you, Top. Appreciate you, Top. And my brother Top just put the membership link right here. We're going to pin that to the top of the chat, y'all. We're going to pin this up to the top of the chat. Y'all, shout out to my brother Top Beats. Appreciate my brother Top for gifting 10 Raider Nation Unlimited memberships. Thank you, Top Beats, for always supporting the channel. This is the general of the Wasted Talent Army right here, the real general. He makes sure shit is running right in the chat. He's one of my only moderators for a reason, bro. Shout out to my brother Top, man. Thank you, bro. My guy Antoine Wade, adding health and competition is key. Love the pickup. Shout out to my guy, man. Daniel Caps Keenan gifted 5 Raider Nation Unlimited memberships. Appreciate you, Cap. Thank you, bro. Thank you for supporting the channel as always, my brother. Good sign. And people going to have to hate on it because it's not splash and they want to say I told you so. Now, look, that's the thing that I need for y'all to and look, I think it's early in the show. It's only 23 minutes in. Shout out to everybody on Twitter. We got over 1,300 people in the place to be. But I'm going to be real with y'all, as I always am. We got to get off of this whole fantasy football mentality in Raider Nation. To build a roster, you have to have people who plays their role well. You have to build a roster from the foundation up. And a lot of the times, the foundation of a good roster is having depth. It's having people that play specific roles. It's having people who have specific skill sets. It is not always about in free agency running out and going to go get a guy that you've heard of all the time. Sometimes the guy's skill set lines up with what the Raiders are trying to do offensively. And I believe Mattison is a terrific change of pace back. So what this means to me is the Zamir White thing. If you already didn't know, you know now. Zamir White is the starter. And they are fully behind Zamir White. They believe in Zamir White until proven otherwise. So all of you out there who are looking for the big splash, who's looking for Derrick Henry and this one and that one, no, Zamir White is their guy. And because it fits the ideology of the new NFL, get the best out of a young running back in the beginning of their career. And then when it's time to move on, you move on and you have another kid waiting in the wings. People are not paying big money for running backs unless you're in a certain position. Now, there are teams that are predicated on the running back. i.e. the 49ers. But that is because Christian McCaffrey is probably the third best receiver on that team with 2 Pro Bowl receivers. So go figure, right? My brother, we signed Mattison. Yes, we did. Todd Davis. Shout out to my brother Todd Davis from down South Jersey, man. Appreciate my dog, man. My guy's in a place to be. So, guys, there are also rumors that the Raiders have brought in one Tre'Davious White. Now, guys, Tre'Davious White is a guy with the Buffalo Bills who was on a superstar trajectory. He really, really was. Tre'Davious White is a guy who a lot of people, bro, would kill for. Back a couple of years ago. Now, he's coming off of 2 catastrophic knee injuries. He's coming off 2 catastrophic injuries. Not knee injuries, but 2 catastrophic injuries. So, look, Tre'Davious White. Let's do a little deep dive in Tre'Davious White. It's career. Pause. Pause. All the effing pauses. All the pauses, man. Now, Tre'Davious White has been a productive guy. He's a guy who, was supposed to be a freaking superstar player, man. And these injuries have really, really derailed and hampered him. And I'm going to be honest with you. I love the fact that the Raiders are going out here and they're bargain basement shopping. But when they bargain basement shop, they're bargain basement shopping with guys who are very, very successful. Now, he's coming back from a torn Achilles. Now, he's had 2 not career-ending, but season-ending injuries over the last few years, man. Now, he went down in the first half of 2023 due to that Achilles, and now, he's closing out his 7 seasons, looking for another job. Now, the reason why I think the Raiders should take a flyer on him and possibly could take a flyer on him is that we need help in that corner room. If Jack Jones is going to go ahead and be our corner number 1, we do need a number 2. My guy. See Cracks in the building. Nook is in the building. Great pickup, Wasted. Shout out to my Brick City brethren. What it is, my guy. What it is, man. But, when you talk about Tre'Davious White, he is a guy who has been a superstar player in his league, man. He has been a superstar corner in his league. Am I expecting that from Tre'Davious White? No, I'm not. I'm not expecting that from him. What I need to have on this roster is I need to have guys who had played at a superstar level and possibly could recapture that. That's the Raider way, going out there and taking flyers on guys. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Would I prefer the Raiders to go out there and take a flyer on Xavier Howard? Yes, I would. And I'm going to tell you why. Now, even though Xavier Howard is 30 years old, he's a little older than Tre'Davious, Xavier Howard is healthy. He's healthy. And would I prefer us bringing in a healthier player? Yes. But if you can get a Tre'Davious White on the cheap and you could bring him in with an incentive deal, this is a guy who is on a 1-year incentive deal, maybe $3.5 million, maybe possibly $8 million, so he can rebuild his career. There's no better place I would love to see him do that than here, man. There is no better place I would love to see him here. Now, last year, he only had 4 games. He had 10 tackles, 8 solo. The year before that, 2022, he played 6 games, 19 total tackles, 15 solo. 2011, he didn't play a full season. I mean, this guy pretty much hasn't played a full season in a long time, man. Very, very injury-prone player, man. 2021, he played 11 games, 37 tackles, 23 solo, 14 assists. He had a half sack, 6 passes defense, 1 pick. He's had 1 pick in the last 3 seasons, 6 passes defense in 2021 and 2022, and 2 passes defense last year. Now, if you go back to 2020, that was the year that you could see Tre'Davious White making that turn up to being a superstar player, man. The guy went absolutely bonkers in 2019, 2021. He played 14 games 2020, 15 game 2019, 54 tackles in each of those, a sack and a half in both, 6 picks in 2019, 3 in 2020. He has a career 18 interceptions. So this is the kind of guy that you will bring in on the cheap. And to be honest with you, if you bring in the Tre'Davious White, I don't have a big problem with the Raiders going out and even taking another flyer on another vet, because we did lose Zamir Robertson. Now, this is the thing we need to keep in mind. The Raiders are at number 13. And how active they are in the defensive back market tells me all I need to know with which way they're leaning in this draft. Because if I'm being honest, if the Raiders aren't taking a quarterback at 13, I would prefer for the Raiders to go out here and go and draft a corner. Now, before I was saying no, but it is looking like they believe in Thayer Munford. Thayer Munford is a young guy. He's still on a rookie deal. All you got to do in free agency is go out there and get you a veteran guard and draft a guard. This is a very, very, very offensive line laden draft. They can go out there and do their thing there. And I want to see them go out there and take a flyer on a guy with some superstar potential. I really do. And the Raiders picking at 13 in this draft is going to be big, because this is a heavy, heavy quarterback draft. It's a heavy wide receiver draft. It's a heavy offensive line draft. And I think the Raiders are pretty much have their pick of the litter at defensive back at 13, if I'm being honest. TJ Tampa's a beast. My God, whatever happened to those trade rumors that we were talking to Lattimore, Alexander? Are we still looking into those trades if we sign White or Howard? Look, I'm going to be honest with you, bro. And I got to stop saying that. I said it too much. Marshawn Lattimore I don't think we're going to get a Marshawn Lattimore, man, because the Saints believe they have a Super Bowl roster, and he is the linchpin to that defense. He's one of their best players. They went all in on Derek Carr. They just went out there. They just signed a stud young defensive end in Chase Young, who hasn't lived up to the billing. And I think he might live up to the billing once he gets there. So, I think the Saints are not sellers, man. They're buying. So I don't see them okay in that deal with Marshawn Lattimore, right? Now, when you talk about Jair Alexander, that's very tricky, because Jair Alexander wanted out. There have been rumors about that. He has a very, very oppressive contract. So he might be untradeable. He just might be. And you got to look at what kind of compensation the Green Bay Packers are trying to ask for that superstar corner. So are you willing to pass on taking your young quarterback at 13 or in the second round for Jair Alexander? That's the question. I mean, that is how I'm looking at it. Carson Fago, circling back to the Zamir White caveat. No wiggle on Zamir cutback, but it's running back by committee. So let's see Sincere and company get burned. Raider Nation for life. Bro, you got to let Zamir White mature. You got to let him get comfortable out there. I just don't like this thing where, for years, we as a fan base, we've always asked for us to do what other teams do and develop talent. And now the Raiders are doing that. And now we crying about it. I can't get with that, yo. I can't get with that. Y'all got to let these young guys develop. Now, if we have a situation where 4 years and down the line, Zamir White is still the same player he was this year, then by all means, I'll shut the hell up. But give the guy a full season starting, bro. Give him about 200 carries. Let's see what happens, man. Let's see. But let's get back to Tre'Davious White, man. My guy. Oh, man. A goated Raider YouTube name. the great and powerful Jack Mehoff, which is hilarious. That was always my name when I wanted to be a douchebag when I was a kid. Jack Mehoffer. Yeah, it's fucking hilarious, Joe. Maybe better to take a chance on Trey White. don't have to give up any draft capital, and don't have to pay no crazy contract. And yo, Mihoffer, the great and powerful. Yes, that's how I'm looking at it. Now, see, this is the thing with Xavier Howard. The fact that he hasn't gotten signed yet, maybe there's some validity to what Hondo Carpenter was saying about him. Shout out to Hondo. If you guys haven't seen the episode with Hondo Carpenter, myself, and Graphic Raider, go on Graphic Raider's channel now. Pull it up. Last week was a fire show. I would say one of the best shows we've ever done. My guy Top Beats with the $5 holla. Appreciate you. Yo, Wasted, what are your thoughts on possibly picking up Rattler in the second or third round and trading back for extra picks? I think we might trade back. I think we might trade back too, Top. The thing is that at 13, right, is there one player that is someone that we don't really value or we don't need that we're willing to part with that 13th pick? I have no problem taking Spencer Rattler if Michael Penix Jr. is off the board, if J.J. McCarthy's off the board, if Jaden Daniels is gone. If those guys are gone, yes, he is the next best option. Yes, 100%. But if you have a chance to get Michael Penix Jr., who I think is one of the most pro-ready quarterbacks in this draft, you have to get him. I don't care what anybody say. I don't really want to keep trumpeting the horn for Michael Penix Jr. because it feels like every time we talk about a player, then all of a sudden they shoot up everybody's damn draft board. I almost got PTSD, man. Yvette Niles, shout out to you, man. Thank you for the $5 holler. That's how I feel about AOC. We got to give them a chance. I do too. I feel like you got to give all of these guys a chance, man. I feel like, I'm telling you, man. Like, see, this is the thing. This is the problem with the NFL. And this is one of the things that people don't realize, right? It's very nuanced in trying to find a quarterback. But if it was easy, everybody would have one. What Antonio Pierce can't do is he can't mortgage the farm if the people who are trying to buy the farm aren't interested. See what I just did there? And to be real with you, it is better to build the entire roster than to sell out in your first year for, a quarterback that you don't know is going to be any good. See, the thing about Antonio Pierce and the thing about every great coach is you got to find a quarterback. You have to. Now, what Antonio Pierce is doing is he's building a defense that's going to knock all of these quarterbacks out. So if you keep building this defense and we become a defensive juggernaut and we start stacking wins, we learn how to win, and we become a competitive team that is expecting to win, and we get into the playoffs, then you're building on something. Then now you never know. Maybe you might get your quarterback in free agency. Maybe you do. Maybe, just maybe, there's a kid who's the golden child, and you draft him. And you're willing, because you have such a good football team, you're willing to give up 3 first-round picks. We are not there yet. And if we miss on a quarterback, we'll never get there. Let AP and Tommy T cook. Let them cook, man. Let them cook. You guys want to solve the quarterback issue in year one. And then a lot of times, I don't really think Raider Nation really understands something. We sat there for 10 years, damn near, and waited for the quarterback that we all believed in to turn into some superstar. And did he have his moments? Yeah. But by no means was that man a top 5 quarterback, except for 1 year. And for me, it's more so for me that my quarterback is healthy, consistent, and doesn't beat me. That's more so what I need from my quarterback. If I have a defense and a running game and a team that can shut people and hold them under 23 points, that's what I need. I need me a quarterback that I know can make all the throws. He doesn't have to be a superstar. The quarterback has to play coherently. That is exactly what we're looking for in Raider Nation. This is a team, Tom Telesco told you last week, that will be led by the defense. And I think y'all need to start wrapping your mind around this. This is going to be a defensive-led team. And I'm all right with that. I'm 100% all right with that. My guy, Dustin L. Harris. If you look at how free agency is going, the Raiders don't have to draft a defensive line or running back. That's 3 positions that you don't even have to look at. Dustin Harris. And that's the thing, bro. Look, I don't know if you guys are looking at this the way I'm looking at it, but I remember years in the years past of the Raiders going out on free agency and not really addressing one real need. I've seen years with John Gruden when they would go and sign guys who were long in the tooth, sign people that we all wanted them to sign, and then they wind up cutting them, or they wind up not even playing well. We went out and signed a superstar, a top 3 player at his position at defensive tackle in his prime. Do you know how big that is? There's not 4 other teams that can say they have a better defensive tackle than we do. That's huge, bro. Pause if necessary. I mean, my God. And you guys are acting like the sky is falling out here, man. My guy, your name here. I definitely think the verdict is still out on AOC. He only got to start 9 games, had to deal with McDaniels messing up the offense for like 2 or 3 other games. So we still got to give him a chance. Yes. Bro, the only chance we got to give Aiden O'Connell is a chance to compete in camp. I don't know if he's going to beat out Gardner Minshew. I don't know if they're going to draft anybody. He might not beat them out. This might be a moot point in a month or 2. But what he deserves is a chance. A chance. That's it. Jonathan Caleros. Yeah, facts. As much as I hate the Niners, that's what they did. And gave up a lot for Trey Lance, and it didn't work out because they were always competitive on the TV. No. You know why? You know why the Trey Lance thing didn't burn the Niners? Because they got lucky and they drafted a guy in round 7, the last guy in the draft who took them to a Super Bowl. Do you know how improbable the career of Brock Purdy is? Or Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers roster so that good. Do you know how improbable that is? That is damn near, bro, they got struck by lightning. They hit the lottery with Brock Purdy. But that construct shows you how, if you have a solid roster and a solidly coached football team, you don't need a world beater at quarterback. They have the definition of a game manager at quarterback, and they're winning. Christopher Raiders. Why should we sell the farm? What we got? The NFL don't have overnight sensations. No, that's right. That's a factory. My dog, Classic Man, Q. Same here, man. We may not score, but you ain't going to score either. Defense, defense, defense. You damn right. Damn right. You guys remember the Javon Walker, the Warren Sapp signings? Y'all remember this? I mean, do y'all remember some of these freaking signings? Even guys in their prime, like Randy Moss, who got that didn't work for us. Do you guys remember some of these effing signings, man? Trent Brown. Trent Stay Puff Brown. Do you remember? I don't think y'all remember. I don't think y'all effing remember. My guy, Dante Colon. Dope name. Dope name. There's absolutely no reason to reach or overpay on draft picks for a QB year 1 of AP's tenure. The Broncos, Peyton/offense. The Chargers, Harbaugh/offense. Reed, offensive. AP, antidote. That is right. I want to be the kryptonite for Superman. Like I always say, I say this every day on this on this show, and I want y'all to realize this. The odds of us drafting a quarterback that is on par with Patrick Mahomes is slim, damn near, and none. Even look, Lamar Jackson is phenomenal. Lamar Jackson is, to me, a big drop off from Patrick Mahomes. And he's the league 2-time MVP. Think about it. So what you got to do is you got to do what you can control. You got to go out there and you got to build a defense, because what you do have on your roster that a lot of people don't have is you have Max Crosby. And Max Crosby is carving out a Hall of Fame career. Max Crosby is a tone setter. He is a guy who is an emotional leader who is elevating the entire building. And there have been times in the National Football League that I've seen this with defensive players. Like TJ Watt gets his sacks. He's very, very good. Myles Garrett's very, very good. But they're not the de facto undisputed leader of their franchises. Max Crosby is the face of our franchise. You know the times I've seen that happen? You can name it in the chat. Lawrence Taylor, the great Lawrence Taylor. Ray Lewis, Baltimore Ravens. Right? There have been times we've seen this. Reggie White, the Minister of Defense. I'm talking greatness. Greatness on that defensive end of the football. I think we have that level of greatness in our building. And let's stop fighting against it. And let's get on board with that greatness. And let's support that greatness. Because the last time we had that level of greatness in this building was Khalil Mack. And what did we do? We fought against it. We traded him. We never supported him. We never gave him what he needed to be great. It's time we do that. It's effing time we do that. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, yo. Shout out to everybody. Bruce Smith. But see, this is the thing with Bruce Smith. Bruce Smith, to me, he was great, but Bruce Smith wasn't the de facto leader of the Bills. Jim Kelly, they had a franchise player at every position, those old Bills. My guy, Mario Benavidez, wasted. What up, fam? I'm feeling this process now. We're not overspending, getting the right pieces. I hope we take the best pick at 13. I like Penix as well to add to the QB room. Raider Nation for effing life. My guy, Super Maricon, Alexander Mattison, 700 yards, 3.9 per carry, 30 receptions, 192 yards, but 3 fumbles in 2023. Still a decent pickup. Yes. 3 fumbles. It is what it is, man. Robert Gonzalez, maturity is a hell of a thing. This is the most mature Raiders take, wasted. Well said. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Oh, my God. Do you guys remember the world beater, Larry Brown? How did that one sit for us? Us going out there and bringing in Desmond Howard. Come on, man. What? All right, so guys, let's get to it. There's also another Raider making a visit here. He is a guy that has not really lived up to the hype. He's not lived up to the dream. But he's a talented football player. His name is Mike Williams. Let me take a pause for the calls and get something to drink, right? Now, when they talk about one man's trash is another man's treasure, it normally winds up working out in the favor of the Raiders when we bring in former Chargers. Now, the last thing in the world I think we need right now is a wide receiver. I think wide receivers should be at the back of the list for things that we need, right? But Mike Williams is an intriguing and talented player, man. He is an intriguing and talented player, man. Mike Williams is a beast. I've always been, partial to Mike Williams ever since he came out of Clemson, man. First round pick, man. He is a guy that, I just really, really, really never could understand why Mike Williams never really took off. And could he be a guy that we can bring in and not put him in a situation where he's featured and let's see what we got there. Is he a guy that you guys would want to take a flyer on, chat? I mean, he's a 2-time 1,000-yard receiver, man. He and Keenan Allen were victims of the Chargers, though, in a messy salary cap. And now he's here. Keenan Allen's gone. Mike Williams is gone. Now, he's played with Justin Herbert, and you would think that, he would have had a better career. But Mike Williams, when he's good, he's damn good. Williams caught 309 passes for 4,806 yards and 31 touchdowns in 7 seasons with the Chargers, man. But he's injury prone. He's 29 years old. He's coming off an ACL injury. You can get him on a cheap. The Raiders are bargain basement shopping again. They are dumpster diving for talent. But he's a damn talented receiver. He's a guy that people thought could be a wide receiver number 1. Now, do I expect Mike Williams to come to the Raiders? I don't, because I think he has more of a chance to be featured and to be the best receiver on the roster not really, but he has more of a chance to be featured with the Jets. I think he most likely would sign with the Jets. But hey, man, if he wants to stay in the division and try to get some retribution, why not for the cheap? I'm all about bringing in good players for the cheap and trying to get them to resurrect their career, try to kind of get them to fly close enough to the sun where they can kind of broach where they were previous to that. Pillaging just for fun. We touched on that earlier in the show. I think it is a great signing, bro. I think it's a great signing. I think it is a great signing, man. You notice you have to explain each free agent. You don't. See, Sackning, we got to explain each free agent for people who are not looking at football in a nuanced way. You don't have to explain it. You have to explain why they fit into this team, where they fit, what role they can play on this team. That's what I'm here for. There's some that are self-explanatory, right? But it's not about winning free agency, bro. It's about building and winning the season and winning a Super Bowl, bro. And what I'm here to do is I'm here to tell you why. And listen, this is not, conjecturous information, why they fit into our team, what role they can play, what, scheme they fit in. That is what we're here for, bro. But I think you guys need to get out of the fantasy football mindset. Real rap. So Mike Williams, what do y'all think about him, man? What do y'all think? He's not going to be cheap, man. Why not? This guy's coming off of an injury. He's been cut. He has not lived up to the dream. Why not? And if he's not cheap, then F him. F him. If he's not cheap, F him. Late Show Raider. Derailing the chat again. Effing Late Show Raider. AOC is a McDaniels guy. No more McDaniels projects. Fans need to let that go. He was brought for McDaniels' system in the discussion. He was drafted because he was a quarterback that they liked. But let me ask you a question, Late Show Raider. Adam Butler, right, is a guy that McDaniels brought in. Thayer Mumford is a guy that they brought in. Like, what are we talking about here? There's a lot of guys on this roster right now. Jacoby Myers is a guy that Josh McDaniels brought in. So now we're supposed to just throw out every player that was a quote-unquote McDaniels guy? Really? Late Show. Aiden O'Connell did pretty well to be a rookie last year. And the one thing he doesn't deserve to get the starting spot. He deserves to have a chance to compete for it. He deserves that, at least that. He's won enough to have a shot. It wasn't like he was terrible. He deserves to have a shot to just compete. Golly, man. I mean, you guys are fucking brutal here. Effing brutal. Look, man. Last year, right? C.J. Stroud, the pick of the litter. Superstar. Pro Bowler. Yo, the guy played phenomenal last year. Played phenomenal. But if I'm being honest, every other rookie besides C.J. Stroud, from Will Levis to Anthony Richardson, Tyler Bagent played last year, Tommy DeVito for the Giants. Bryce Young didn't do great because he's in a terrible situation. DTR, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, Clayton Tune for the Cardinals. Aiden O'Connell did pretty damn well for a rookie last year. He did pretty damn good. I mean, you guys want to pull up Aiden O'Connell's numbers? Now, you know what I'm going to do? Let's pull up C.J. Stroud's numbers and let's deconstruct this. Let's deconstruct this. Now, if C.J. Stroud sets the pace in the race, we're going to deconstruct it, and what we're going to do is we're going to pull up Aiden O'Connell's numbers. So let's do it. I'm going to share my screen, everybody. You know, Wasted, I don't normally do that. Don't normally share my screen, but we are going to share our screen. C.J. Stroud. Stats. We're sharing. We are sharing. Oh, God damn it, we sharing. Okay. C.J. Stroud. Man had 23 touchdowns. He had 4,108 yards. He had almost 500 attempts. He had 319 completions. He was on fire. 5 picks. Was sacked 38 times. C.J. Stroud did phenomenal. A lot of games with 2 touchdowns. His best game was against Tampa Bay. He had 5. C.J. Stroud had a phenomenal rookie season, right? So what we're going to do is we are going to go and we're going to go and look and see how Aiden O'Connell did. Aiden O'Connell. Now, Aiden O'Connell has a very small sample size, as you can see. You can see it. Aiden O'Connell last year, boom. 2 touchdowns versus Denver, 2 versus the Colts, 0 versus the Chiefs, 4 touchdowns versus the Chargers. He had 8 touchdowns, 1 pick. 8 touchdowns and 1 pick. Now I need to get his yardage. Regular season, he passed for he passed for 12 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. My bad, because I had everything messed up. He had 2,000 yards, 343 attempts. 213 completions. I mean, I don't see why this is a guy that we have to look at and just throw him out with the trash. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't get it. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't necessarily, and we're talking about Aiden O'Connell right now, but look, if we get Mike Williams, we get him. We don't. DJ Chark is like these guys. Look, bro, the wide receiver room is the one room on this team that I'm not really worried about. The flying wonderful Latina Griffith. Stop with the AOC hate. The guy did good under the circumstances. My guy AC Ybarra. It's a great thing that all these teams need a QB early in the draft. It translated to a generational talent fall into our laps at 13. I'm thinking that too, bro. My guy G-Co, he does deserve to compete for the number 1 QB. Just have a hard time believing he could beat out Minshew or Penix if we draft him. Yo, but the thing is that competition brings out the best in everybody. So if he does, you can get behind him and believe in him. If he doesn't, then Michael Penix is the guy that you get behind and believe in. It's nothing but right. But to say that this guy's horrible and we shouldn't even broach the idea of him playing is stupid to me. Stupid. True, but we talk about QB, bro. There's better options out there. Okay, what options currently right now that you know the Raiders have are out there for us that we really have? See, because what's starting to, and I'm tired of having this argument with people. For us to move up in the draft, it will have to be an historic amount of compensation. For some of these quarterbacks, like, it's never a sure thing, bro. I remember everybody was saying Trevor Lawrence was going to change the way football was played. He's the best prospect since John Elway. How is that working out for the Jaguars? He's not terrible, but Trevor Lawrence is no world beat. He's been hurt. And if you don't have your first round pick for the foreseeable future, what does it mean? The only way you do something like that is if you know for a fact that you got a Peyton Manning in this draft. You know he's the guy. And guess what? If we know it, other teams know it too, and they're not going to just get rid of that pick. They need a franchise quarterback too. We ain't the only team who needs a franchise quarterback, brother. We're not. King Joshua, we knew CJ would have been that dude. Yeah, we did, but other people didn't. And unfortunately, those people, that's the reason why they don't have a job anymore, because they couldn't see that, i.e. Josh McDaniels. And then the thing is, would CJ Stroud have succeeded under a Josh McDaniels? People, places, and things. People, places, and things. Josh McDaniels is always the smartest guy in the room. That's why he's an unemployed guy. It's a dumbass. Schematically, smart guy. But I thought maybe he might have changed. Maybe he had to learn. He didn't. So, c'est la vie. But in this draft, we don't have the latitude to move up. We had a way to move up last year. This draft, that's not the case. Chicago is not trading with us, bro. My guy, been bad. And what did y'all want to happen? Y'all wanted us to just lose? Look, man, I ain't with that shit. I read a tweet. They blamed the team for us, for our draft spot. We won meaningless games with the F. Who the F wants to lose? You know what? I look at it differently. I look at it like we gained Antonio Pierce. We gained this coaching staff. We kept Max Crosby and all of the positive things that are going forward in this team. We kept them happy. We kept them happy. They're bought in. The Raider way is back. Now, be patient. Let them build. It's all not going to happen one year. We've been waiting a long time, right? We might have to wait a little longer to win a Super Bowl, but you know what? I'm not waiting for us to be competitive and us to win. I believe we can win with who's in the building right now. I believe that. I truly believe that. I believe we can win and go to the playoffs with this team that's there today. That's how high my belief is, whether Gardner Minshew's the quarterback or Aiden O'Connell. How many of y'all are willing to say that? I'm willing to say that. I think this team can win, bro. I do. My guy, ready to see. I think we're a couple of pieces away for a real run. Like you said yesterday, live. Priest to these test tube feeding babies. Oh, my God. He went full Robin Harris. Went full Baby's kids on y'all. Yeah, test tube, baby. God. Wow. Raider C is in a place as usual. Shout out to my dog, Raider C. Thank you for the $5 holler, man. My guy, LV Maximus. If you have thick frames, AOC doesn't have to run. Lamar isn't coming to the Raiders. Get over it. Thank you, LV Maximus. Get off my long game. General. Mike went. Oh, okay. My bad. Bad guys. We got to get to that one. We got to stay on task here, man. Up here cooking, man. We up in here cooking today. Shout out to the 1,800 of y'all in the room. Get wasted with your brother, wasted. Tell a friend and tell a friend. My God. Yo, my brother, glad you're feeling better. People need to give AOC some credit. Rookie head coach, OC, GM gets canned, and this kid still did good. Put CJ on the Raiders last year with that OC shit, and you might see. Now, look, CJ Stroud is otherworldly talented. Maybe he might have done better, but don't listen. For the intestinal fortitude that Aiden O'Connell showed last year, and I'm not the guy that's saying he's definitely gonna start. I'm just saying, just get a guy a fucking chance, bro. Give him a chance. Because I remember doing preseason last year, playing some meaningless games. You guys were calling this guy fucking the heir apparent. He's gonna be the next Tom Brady. Now all of a sudden he's just this bum, right? The F out of here. Yes, I am definitely tired of having this argument. Thank you, Top. What's my thoughts on drafting Jerry Rice's kid, Brandon Rice? I would love to. I think we need some more youth in this wide receiver. We got 2 vets. Bring some more youth in. I'm always in favor of bringing young, talented football players that can possibly supplant the veterans on the roster. That's how you build a roster. If you look at, in the way I view building a team, the people that I look at the most are Ozzie Newsome and Howie Roseman and Andy Reid. I love how they always have solutions somewhere in the roster. Now, if you look at what Howie did this year, right? Jalen Hurts is their guy. They locked him up. But Jalen Hurts might be backsliding. You don't know. They went out there. They got a really good, cheap backup, Kenny Pickett, that has a nice little ceiling. It's a high draft pick. Maybe they can, if things don't work out with Jalen Hurts, you can bring in a Kenny Pickett. They always go out there and they have Fletcher Cox. They didn't rest on those laurels. They went out there, they drafted Jordan Davis. And then they went out there and got Jalen Carter. And now they're able to move on from those veteran defensive tackles, and they still have some beasts behind them. That is the way I like building a roster. I like to have a mixture of superstar talent, high-end veteran talent, a lot of youth. That's how I like building a roster, man. Shout out to everybody in the room. Shout out to the almost 2,000 people in the room. AOC was 8th string and competed to be a QB in Purdue. And you know what he did? He worked his way all the way up and got drafted to the Raiders. Why do most analysts rank Aiden 28 plus most in QB? Because, bro, he doesn't have enough of a sample size, bro. There's some people where you would be stupid to say that he's better than, because he didn't even play a whole season. It's hard to rank a guy with that sample size that's a rookie, right? So you got guys. So, okay, let's go down quarterbacks, right? Start from the top. Is he better than Patrick Mahomes? No. Is he better than Burrow? No. Is he better than Herbert? No. Is he better than Josh Allen? No. Lamar Jackson? No. Aaron Rodgers? No. You know what I'm saying? Baker Mayfield, #1 pick. Lighten it up? No. Is he better than Jared Goff? No. Like, it's not that hard to think that he might wind up somewhere in the 20s. But the thing is that as far as the rookies go, and that's kind of the room you got to rank them in. As far as the rookies go, he's right there in the conversation. It's a good conversation to be in. Now, we had the Land of Misfit Toys playing last year. You had more rookies start a game last year than any time in the National Football League's history, right? So you had a guy like Tyler Bagent start. You had Tommy DeVito. Tommy DeVito with the Giants, he played. Nobody expected Tommy DeVito to play, right? Clayton Tune. You had all these rookies that played. So, people probably thought that, Anthony Richardson and CJ Stroud and Bryce Young were the only guys that were probably going to play. Maybe Will Levis, the Mayo Master. But at the end of the day, Aiden O'Connell said, yo, man, I'm not, wait, let me get in line here. Hold on. Let me move y'all out the way. I'm in the conversation. Yo, that's all you can ask for from a 4th round pick, man. My guy, Raider Dangerfield, AO4, feeds on competition. He worked his way to a starter at college QB. He got The call his rookie year, part way through the season and did good. He'll be better the second year. Mark my words. And Raider Dangerfield, you're the effing man. Now, my guy, Raider C, sent another super. Now, I got to get back to these supers, guys. I am getting behind here. I think I did read it. Definitely read that. I'm so behind in the chat, y'all, because I've been on my soapbox this whole damn live. My God, AOC was the 8th string, competed. Yeah, I read that one. Okay, Patrick B. Guess he was considered a great offensive mind. Went to a very bad franchise/situation with no keys. Now he has the keys with the weapons. If Getsy can make it work, it won't matter between who AOC and Minshew is. Now, look, Luke Getsy's a guy who, let's be for real, Luke Getsy was in Green Bay. Green Bay is a plug-and-play situation. There have been so many people who have gone there and gotten jobs because when you play with Aaron Rodgers, you got a Devontae Adams, and now you go from that to Jordan Love and all this and that, you're considered a genius, right? But at the end of the day, it's the players, right? It's a players' league. And now he goes to Chicago, and he was in a situation where, look, you have a one-read, inaccurate quarterback in Justin Fields who has elite speed and an elite arm. But that arm is not an accurate arm. He has a problem processing. He has a problem playing in tempo. He has a problem, playing in an offense in rhythm. These are all things that are very important in the National Football League. That's why you can see a guy like Justin Fields and you will say, hey, man, if you're out in the park, you see Justin Fields throwing the football and you see Brock Purdy throwing the football, who the hell are you going to pick? You're going to pick Justin Fields. But I don't think that Justin Fields can do what Brock Purdy did. I don't. And a lot of people wonder why the 49ers didn't take Justin Fields. People thought the 49ers were going to take him. No doubt. Kyle Shanahan said in the draft process, and the 49ers scouts felt that Justin Fields cannot see the whole field. And you have to be a good quarterback in the league. And that's one thing about Aiden and I think he can see the whole field. I love it, man. My guy, AC Jabaro, wasted. Talk that shit. Appreciate you, AC. Appreciate you. My guy, Tre'Davious. I'm not saying the Super Bowl, but I'm definitely saying playoffs. The F. Me too, bro. My guy, Graham Cam in the place with the $10 holler. Yo, thank you, man. Thank you for all of the support to the channel. Patrick B with the $20 holler too, man. Thank you, my brother. My guy, Graham Cam with the $10 holler. I like AOC. My only concern is with an effective zone running. The counter punch is a play action, rollouts, and play extensions. Do you think he can sell it when it comes naturally with the other QBs? I think he can work on it. If I can't sit up here and tell you that he's improved with that. But I know that Brady has always been a guy that was able to sell, the play action pass. A lot of it is almost like sleight of the hand, right? It's hiding the football. Peyton Manning was always great at that. And I'm naming probably the two best quarterbacks of all time, right? But Phillip Rivers was decent selling the play action pass. You don't necessarily need to be Michael Vick to sell a play action pass, my brother. And let's hope Aiden O'Connell works on that. Yo, we got to get and catch up with this damn chat. My guy, Ridge, what it is, Ridge? Hey, Wasted. What pick at 13 would trigger a reaction like last year of passing on Jalen Carter? Doc said picking an edge at 13. I'm saying picking Kool-Aid with a known injury when Mitchell is still available. Yes, I'm not a big Kool-Aid McKinstry guy. I would definitely have a conniption fit if we took Kool-Aid McKinstry. Yes. And if we took an edge, you know what, man? Throw another log in the fire, right? Bayon Ray Watch. We can give up the farm to trade up, but do other teams want the farm? Focus on 13. Bayon, thank you. This is God damn it, man. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. A man that knows what the F he's talking about. Lee, my dog, heat check with the $10 holler, man. So we're developing guys or trying to win now. Why can't we do both? I'm hearing a lot of developing going on. Max and Tay are in the win mode now. If that's the case, let's trade them. That's bullshit. That is bullshit, heat check. Effing bullshit. So the Kansas City Chiefs, they had a defense full of fucking rookies and went to and won the Super Bowl. Those are still players that are being developed. The F are you talking about? CJ Stroud is being developed. The F are we talking about here, man? Heat check. What the F are you talking about?
Shut your lame ass up.
The F you talking about, heat check? You can develop and still be competitive. It's just, are you developing good young players with a ceiling or not? Developing doesn't mean that these guys are just terrible and you got to wait 5 years for them to emerge. They can emerge in the middle of the damn season. The F. Wasted. If J.J. McCarthy and Penix are available at 13, who do you take? I don't know, man. I don't know because I like them both. I think J.J. McCarthy's a cleaner pick because he's healthy. He's big, strong, throws the ball hard. But I think Penix is more pro ready and will win now. I think he's a better prospect as far as, he's more accurate and stuff, but he does have those medical concerns. So that's a tough one, man. Aaron H., man, I got to think about that. I would say Penix because he's my favorite prospect in the draft, right? He's my favorite guy. I'm not a big Caleb Williams guy. I know he's very, very talented. There are just certain red flags with Caleb Williams about the way he goes about his business. I've heard some things about, his commitment, stuff like that. Certain things about, like, there were two guys I'd take over Caleb Williams. I would take Jaden Daniels over Caleb Williams, and I would take Michael Penix. You know what? I'm lying. I would definitely take Jaden Daniels, but I don't know if I would take Penix because of the injuries, right? But Caleb Williams, to me, people are saying that he's definitely going to be a transcendent talent, and Chicago is doing everything they can to support that. They went out and got Keenan Allen, you got DJ Moore. They're doing their best. They're going out there and adding pieces to the defense so he doesn't have a terrible fucking roster. But at the end of the day, that is a kid that is coming from Southern California playing football in the heat and having to go and play in the cold. And we all know the frozen tundra of Soldier Field is real. We know that the Chicago Bears have never had a 4,000-yard passer in their history. With Jay Cutler and all these guys playing. They've come close, but they've never had a 4,000-yard passer in their history. That is troublesome and worrisome to me. My guy, AC Jabbar is in the place. Said, talk that ish. Guys, how far am I behind? Golly, I am so behind, bro. So effing behind. Wait, so what's your take on Arnold? Is he your number one? Wiggins my number one. Wiggins is my number one, man. And Terrion Arnold is 1A, 1B. I love both of those guys, man. I'd have zero problem with drafting either one of them guys. If JJ's available at 13, did the Raiders pull a trigger or wait till later draft? I don't think JJ McCarthy will be available, but he's at 13. You take him. If he's your guy and you like him, you take him. Yo, and shout out to my guy, Van City, man. Congrats to Van City on winning the Air Force Ones from Hondo. When you guys, I don't know if you guys watched the show with Graf and I and Hondo, but Van City Raider won them. He will be getting them. That is the Shiznitzel Bam Snip Snip Snap. And shout out to my brother, Rudy the Vet Russo in the place. That is my fucking dog. Shout out to Rudy, man. Rudy, you know you got a place here at Raider Nation Unlimited, brother. I feel the Raiders have solidified the defensive free agency. I strongly assert that the Raiders need to focus on the O-line and a QB in the draft. Let's smack the Chiefs in the mouth. Shout out to Oscar Ponce, man. Tighten up, old man. Tighten up waist before they start calling you old man again. Hey, man, it's cool. Listen, man, I love my age. It's a blessing to be here, man. It's a blessing, man. I don't know what the F y'all talking about, bro. I'm all cool. I'm good with my age, man. I'm proud of my age, man. Earn every year this. My guy, Park is 03 with the $10 holler. I don't know if you've seen the running back out of Missouri, but Cody Schrader will be a great pickup in the 6th or 7th. No one's talking about him, but he reminds me of JT, a bruiser with some speed. Dog, I will look into him. I have never heard of the guy before. I'm not even going to sit up here and stun on you, but I will do my work. I will do the homework. That's what Wasted do. My dog, man. Wasted, I'm with you with the gray beard crew. That's right, Wade, with the braid. Shout out to the salt and pepper crew. My guy ready to see. Am I the only one who hates AOC pump fake when throwing the ball? It's like, F are you doing? Yeah. I don't like that. That's one thing he got to get rid of. Yeah, we got 1,800 in the room, y'all. Get wasted with your brother Wasted. Caleb Williams doesn't have the mental fortitude to deal with opposing teams and the weather conditions on Soldier Field. Troy Gordon, if he does or if he doesn't, F him. He's not going to be a Raider. Like real rap. Ant Hernandez, my dog. Wasted. These guys have no idea how teams are built. Get in the chat and cry together all the same-ish. Remember, Eli was AP. QB winning the ring. Don't be surprised if AOC wins the job. And I won't be because, at the end of the day, y'all, there's a lot of fucking quarterbacks with rings on their fingers who nobody would call world beaters. Brad Johnson has a Super Bowl ring. Now, I'm not saying Brad Johnson was a scrub because Brad Johnson has more passing touchdowns than Trakeman, right? But Brad Johnson was never a world beater, bruh. Trent Dilfer, never a world beater. Super Bowl ring, though, right? Shit. We had a backup win a Super Bowl. We had from the Eagles. The hell is this? I can't remember the kid's name, man. God damn it. What the hell was his name? The Philly Special. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He started for the Eagles. They brought him back. He went to the Bears. Foles. Nick Foles. Nick Foles has a Super Bowl ring, y'all. Nick effing Foles. Come on, y'all. Come the F on. Rex high-stakes Grossman took a team to the Super Bowl. I mean, guys, y'all got to stop with this. But I'm talking about the guys with Super Bowl rings. There's some, now look, if I'm being 100%, most of the time, superstar quarterbacks win Super Bowls. Terry Bradshaw became a superstar. Kurt Warner became a superstar. He was off the scrap heap, but he became a superstar. Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, John Elway. Oh man, we could just you could feel it in your plums talking about all the greatness at quarterback. Tom Brady won 7 of them things, man. Peyton Manning. Eli Manning, #1 pick. But Eli Manning, might make a Hall of Fame, but I think he's going to make a Hall of Fame with his game. But there's a quarterback that played for the Raiders who was a backup in New York for the Giants and came into the Giants at the end of a season. Phil Simms got hurt against Buffalo. One of the last games of the season. And you know what's crazy? I remember that so vividly because it was around Christmas that year. And we were out Christmas shopping. And we were at a restaurant. And the game was on. We were at the ground round or some shit. And I got so sick. That's the reason why I remember that shit. I got so sick. I was projectile vomiting from the ground round. Projectile vomiting. And I'll never forget I was watching that game. Right? So Haas came in and took the Giants to a Super Bowl as a backup. Plunkett, #1 pick, Heisman Trophy winner, struck out with New England, struck out with the 49ers, came here with us, won 2 Super Bowls. Guys, it's not always the big, shiny quarterback that wins. Sometimes it's a guy that, was just very fortunate to be on a great team. Rated areas. Penix is a great athlete that has come back from multiple bad injuries and has been healthy for 2 years now. Penix is a pro ready and is one of the most talented QBs in the draft. He is the Raiders guy. I hope so. I hope. See, guys, it doesn't matter what we think. That's why I'm not getting myself all wrapped up into this shit. It matters what Tom Telesco and AP think. And it matters whether they have a first round grade on him. And it matters that if there's a team that needs a quarterback, has a first round grade on him, are they willing to go ahead of us? What you mean, what wasted? What'd I do? Van City, you're driving home from work. Congratulations. You snooted-footed mother. The league is heavy on offense with coaches and focus these days. We're going to be a great defensive team. It brings the balance back to the NFL universe. Listen, bro, look, this is what I've been asking for. Be the bullies. That's who we are. Embrace it. Embrace being the dark side. Now, damn it. Embrace it, nation. My guy, Top Beats. Tom Telesco and AP are running the show. In Telesco, we must trust. Like it or not. Now click that subscribe button, Raider Nation. Y'all know it, man. My guy, Dr. Go, talk that shit. Your talents are only wasted to the untrained eye. Game recognized game. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you, dog. It is said that the picture is worth 1,000 words, and every picture is art. Even less are art masterpieces. Dichotomy, duality aren't the same. This is for the unlearned amongst us. Say less, not more. Appreciate you, bro. Said, preach, Bishop, preach. Oh, man, yo, shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. Hey, yo, so look, man. Yes, I did see Late 2's pro day, man. Yo, phenomenal athlete. Wait with the break. Yo, wasted. What's the word of the day? You know what, man? I didn't come up with a word of the day today. I didn't. But I'm sure we have one from the annals of the wasted word of the day. You know what? That's not it. We're not doing that. We're not doing that one either. Pollyannism. The overly optimistic and benevolently cheerful state of mind and point of view. Pollyannism is the wasted word of the day. And I think there is a lot of people who are writing in Raider Nation. They have an overly optimistic view of the Raiders being able to move up in this draft. And what I will tell you is temper your expectations, be measured in your approach, hope for the best. Let's pray we get the best player we can get. But patience is what? Patience is what we're talking about. Y'all, this is a Splendiferous Live. We've gone for like an hour and a half. I got to go eat. I want to say something before I get off the air on a personal note. My wife and I are celebrating 20 years of marriage this past weekend. And, we're going to go away this weekend, hopefully. We couldn't go away this weekend. There's a lot of stuff going on. But I want to say something to my wife. I know she's listening. And this has nothing to do with football. I want to tell my wife that she saved my life. And I couldn't have picked a better woman to have children with. I couldn't have picked a better woman to build a life with, bro. I couldn't have picked a better woman, period. Real rap. My wife, I've known my wife since I was in high school. We've known each other. We were friends and we got married and I've been with my wife and known her more years on this planet than before I knew her. And it's crazy to me that, 20 years have gone past. Now, look, I don't normally do this kind of shit, guys. Kind of keep things close to the vest because I know y'all don't give a shit. Y'all want to talk about the Raiders. But I would be remiss if I went on the air and I did not give a shout out to my lady, man. Shout out to my wife, man. I love you more than anything. Thank y'all for all y'all congratulations and everything. But I'm going to go have dinner with her. We are planning, what we're going to do this weekend. And I want to thank every single one of y'all. I want to thank every single one of y'all for coming here supporting this channel. And yes, she does have a sister that is not married. She does have a sister, and she is a nurse, and she is beautiful. She just is not married. Yeah, man, but shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for that. I just had to do that for my wifey. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't really talk about all of that kind of stuff on the air, but I had to do that, man. Appreciate y'all. Thank every single one of y'all. Let me read this last super. We're going to get out of here, man. My guy, Eco Suave Wasted. Thanks for being the voice of reason and keeping it real. Too many ESPN trade machines, Madden GMs out here. Appreciate the content. Thank you, bro. Let's not get caught up into the bull. Let's keep it measured. Let's hope the Raiders do the right thing at 13. That might not be quarterback. The right thing might not be quarterback, and let's be okay with it. Let's just get behind who's at quarterback, and let's pray for the best, and let's hope that we can have a playoff year, and then Antonio Pierce can turn this thing around so we can get to a trajectory so we can start slapping the Chiefs in their effing mouth, man. Thank y'all, man. Appreciate y'all, and we'll be back tomorrow, man. My guy Ben Bad is in the place to be, man. T Severe, man. Shout out to y'all. Hey, yo, wait a minute. Shout out to Mrs. Wasted.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Listen, it is going up every day. Let's hope the Raiders make some more moves. We will be back at you all week this week. Y'all, please pull up. Thank y'all for pulling up on me, man. Y'all have a terrific, terrific night, man. Go enjoy your families, man. Peace.